Conversations with CardFlight. I'm Derek Webster, and joining me today is Kevin Jones, who's the CEO of Celero Commerce and also the president of the Electronic Transactions Association. Welcome, Kevin.
Welcome.
Excellent. Appreciate you coming here today. Why don't we start by having you introduce kind of who is Celero Commerce and what should people know about you guys?
Yeah, so Celero Commerce, we began in November of last year, so we're pretty new. Our overall thesis is really to drive vertical technology embedded into our payments and deliver it in a very easily to consume solution to three core verticals. So we're really focused on field services, non-for-profit, government, and school, making it super simple to consume, and we're delivering it through our bank partners, other strategic partners, our direct channel, and our integrated channel.
Excellent. I'm sure we're going to talk a lot more about Celero and where you guys are headed in the industry. Let's talk about you, the person, first. So could you provide a little more background on how you ended up in the payments industry and kind of what's led to the current role you have?
Yeah. I started off as a community banker, actually, in North Carolina. So after college, really enjoyed that. I have a passion for the kind of Main Street businesses. Always found a way through different payments organizations to try to bundle solutions that help the small guys compete with the big guys. And through some work with community banks in North Carolina, I was managing about a 40 branch region on the western side of North Carolina, and Paymentech took notice and gave me an offer to come build a financial institution focused channel in Dallas, and I moved there in 2000. So yeah.
Excellent. And moving fast forward to the present, so it's a common theme has been how much our industry has been changing in recent years. Could you elaborate on some of the biggest changes you've observed maybe over the past 3 or 5 years of how kind of the industry has changed and evolved?
Yeah, I think the easy perception is that walking into a deli or a chiropractor or a florist, 5 years ago everybody had the same terminal. Now walking through those same places, people are using tablet solutions, business management software, and really looking for a larger value proposition than just the payment. So we've seen a tremendous beginning of merge between software and payments.
Got it. And how are you building Celero differently than prior generations of merchant acquirers? And are you using a different playbook or kind of going to the same things you've learned earlier in your career?
Yeah, one of the key things we're doing is just taking a look at where the market is and where we think the market's going over the next 5 years. And we're really operating under the belief that payments is really becoming a function of software and business management software. And we're working hard to really own SaaS and the verticals we want to be a big player in, and take that SaaS technology, that business management software, and combine it with payments so that it's really easy to consume. And we believe that vertical bundles are really the key to finding success in the next few years.
So obviously software and technology is changing the game for merchant acquirers and kind of the solutions you can bring to merchants. How do you think about that from Celero's side of things in terms of whether you build or buy or partner? How do you access technologies and bring them to your merchants?
We believe in most cases owning the SaaS is much more favorable for us because we believe that user experience drives most consumer and merchant decisions these days. And the more that we can do to make it a really frictionless process, the better opportunity we'll have to affect the market. So, in the case of field services, we've acquired business management software that services up to 60 verticals, integrated that into our payments. We've also coupled it with some big data products and other things that we feel like help the merchants succeed and deliver that bundle by vertical.
Got it. So, aside from your day job with Celero, you're also the president of the Electronic Transactions Association. What are some of the areas you've looked to focus on kind of during your term leading that organization?
Well, number one, I did not anticipate having an open CEO role. So, as you well know, that's taken a lot of this year up. Couldn't be any happier that we found the Chief Executive Officer for ETA for the future in Jody, and I really believe that she is bright, bold, and very genuine leader that's going to lead our organization. So that was a huge win for all of our board. Number two is advocacy. It's something I'm very passionate about. And when you think about other perceived competitors to ETA, the one differentiator is that this organization is actually here to help our members succeed, not just to drive profit. And so one of the really big differentiators is our work in Washington, D.C. I've spent a lot of time this year working with Scott Talbot and his team, and just been enthused and impressed with the favorable outcomes that they've produced from an advocacy perspective on a very small budget. So I'd like to see us get more involved there, have larger budget and more contributions.
So for this next question, feel free to answer with either your ETA hat on or your Celero hat on, but what trend or development are you paying the most attention to right now and kind of the changes, happening in our industry?
I think presently I'm paying the most attention to mega mergers and how that may change our landscape. Obviously, there's been tons of news about big mergers that have taken place. I mean, frankly, big, small, and in between, right? There's been a merger frenzy, but just how that's overall changing the landscape. The second is just, again, is software eating payments. Where do we fit into that to bring value to the consumer and to the merchant, which is ultimately our job. And then third, I think, is just, and a lot of history of this in my past, but is what opportunities are there from an international perspective that allow us to grow at maybe a faster rate.
So final question, if you could wave a magic wand and change one thing about this industry, what would you change and why?
I can't be selfish about this, so I got to think of something that's good for everyone. I think that if I had a magic wand, and it would take one,
yep.
It would be to remove the bad players from a fraud perspective.
Yep.
Because obviously, we're always trying to keep up with people trying to breach and commit fraud. And I think it'd be great if we didn't need PCI compliance because there were no
bad
fraudsters,
guys out there.
no bad guys. It'd take a magic wand.
Excellent. So Kevin Jones, CEO of Celero Commerce, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching. For more great conversations with CardFlight, be sure to follow CardFlight on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Twitter. Thank you.